Hey guys, just got back from morel hunting up in northern Michigan, and first thing I did when I got out of the car is I wanted to run out here and take a look at my cold crop garden and see how things are coming along, because last time I was here nothing was coming up, so figured I'd take you through and let's take a look, see what's popping. Now if you remember this garden from last year, I had some perennials and, well, some plants that come up every year. This is that stinging nettle that I saved seeds from, a wild plant. It's coming up. Looks like my shell peas are coming up. I saved seeds from my peas last year, Lincoln shell peas. Looks like pretty good success with those. And let's see, I had a friend send me some parsnips, and I'm not really sure what they would look like. There's some little sprouts here, that might be them, not really sure. Have to wait on that. There's a cat that likes using this as a litter box, but she does a good job keeping the mice and stuff away. I believe these are radishes, which I saved seeds from these. These are icicle radishes that I saved seeds from. And what do we got here? Not exactly sure what this is. This actually may be the radishes. I got it all laid out on a grid on a piece of paper, just like before. Mainly just want to come through and see what's popping. What's this? Well, this is... not sure what all this is. Oh, here. This is borage, or borage, that I saved seeds from a really large plant I had growing in here last year. It's all seems to be coming up. I saw some other ones when I first came in here, right here, here, all through here. Last year I had one big borage plant right here, and now this year, because I saved seeds, this whole garden is going to have borage all throughout it. The sage from last year, oregano from last year, thyme from last year. Oh yeah, and the good old lemon balm, or Melissa as some call it, that's coming up. Oh, my hyssop is coming up. Those are all plants that I put in last year. There's another sage back there. Again, I've got something coming up here. This could be turnips or radishes. I believe this is the turnips, because those turnips, those purple top turnips, I swear, I think it's 100% germination rate with those. More thyme, oregano, and sage from last year. Another thyme from last year. Another oregano. More oregano. More borage. I call it barrage, because to me it gets a barrage of blue flowers. I don't know. Let's see. Oh, there's a little borage plant I'm gonna have to be careful of. And again, I did the kind of the square foot garden theme here. This time I did it for the whole garden because it worked good last year. I have 3 to 4 foot squares all throughout the garden, and I think it made 16 different beds. So I have at least 16 different plants growing in here, along with all the different herbs and stuff. So probably 25-30 different types of plants growing in this one little, I believe it's 8 by 20 foot garden. Let's see. I put a bunch of dill out, and I don't see the dill coming up. This bed, I put this here, this little tripod. That's going to be for, I'm going to try growing cucumbers on this as a trellis. I have a whole bunch of tree seeds coming up that I'm going to have to get rid of, but I did see that there was some either spinach or Swiss chard here. Looks like it's coming up okay. And again, I'm not sure if this is turnips or... Oh, I know what this is. This is the 7-top turnip. It's a turnip that was bred for the greens only. Supposed to be really good turnip greens. More peas. And I did a double row all the way down. Now these are mammoth melting sugar sweet pea with the edible pod that I saved from last year. They did really good and got well over 6 feet tall, and I used these tomato cages last year, so I figure I'll do it again this year. And if you notice, now last year I had these sugar snap peas growing along the north, and the shell peas were growing along the south. Now I don't want to grow my peas in the same spot each year because they use a lot of nitrogen, I believe it is, and it's not a good idea to grow them in the same spot. So I switched it up so they'll have hopefully be able to get some fresh nutrients. Couple other things I want to show you. Oh, the lettuce. This lettuce, all self-sowed from lettuce I grew last year. So I have no idea which type it is. And there's that almost looks like dill right there. It's kind of hard for me to tell because my eyesight isn't the best. That may have self-sowed as well, because there's a big old cluster of it right there. Now this, again, it kind of looks like radishes or turnips, but this is broccoli. And I saved the broccoli seeds from last year that I grew, and I saved the actual pods and just stuck them in an envelope after they were dry. And when I come out this spring, I just took the pods inside the envelope and kind of crushed them up really good, and then just sprinkled the pods with the seeds and all across this bed. And as you can see, they're coming up really good. They're all over the place here. I need to thin them out now that they're popping. I don't recall what was in this bed. I thought these were little trees, but this might actually be some type of something I intentionally put in here. Let's see. Oh, this is a good one. I had grown parsley last year, and first time I had any success growing parsley, and left it in the ground. And as soon as the 2 feet of snow and ice melted, this was underneath what was about 6 inches of solid ice, and it was green, and it was laying flat. But now you can see it's really taken off. So I'm curious, now that this is the second year for the parsley, is it gonna bolt and make seed, or what's gonna happen with this? If you guys know, give me a heads up, because like I said, first time I ever grew that with any success. Oh, watch it. Got the cat trying to get in the camera frame. Now down through here, I planted a big long row of asparagus seed. Never grown asparagus before, so I'll be curious to see if it takes off. I have no idea what the seedling looks like for asparagus, but well, there's some little sprouts here and there, but I don't think that's asparagus. And it may take quite a while to germinate. I think that's about it. I had all that pine straw and regular straw in the garden last year, and didn't do anything with it until this spring. And I just went through and turned it over simply to work all that pine straw and mulch into the dirt so that it could break down and hold a little moisture in there. And if you remember last year, the soil here is really hard and compact from all the clay in it. It needs some more sand and organic matter to loosen it up. So hopefully, it didn't seem any better when I turned it this spring, but now that that stuff's worked down in there, hopefully next season my soil will be much looser and there will be a lot more nutrients in there for the plants to feed on. Oh yeah, let's see, rhubarb. I believe that's strawberry rhubarb. This has been growing here for a long time, and lots of other flowers that my mom grows all this stuff. Let's see, now I got another big mulch pile. I raked up the yard this spring, and everything that was in the yard went into the compost heap. And I think next year I'll probably start taking compost out of this and working it into the garden as I plant. But that's it. Wanted to check out the garden and see if things were popping. It looks like they are. So that's pretty cool. I can't wait to start eating out of it. I hope everybody's garden does good this year, and hope we have, you know, good rain and good warmth and a good normal gardening season here in southern Michigan. Yeah, one more thing. You remember the container garden that had the spinach growing in it? Well, check it out. Not much growing in here other than some columbine, which we get that everywhere because we have columbine and that stuff just spreads like crazy. But look here, I have a little spinach plant that self-sowed all on its own from last year. The plant must have grew up, dropped its seeds, and one of them survived through the winter, and there it is. Thanks for watching, and thanks for all the comments and support.